Imagine waking up to the soft sunlight of a Mediterranean morning, stepping outside to a nearby cafe for an espresso, and knowing that, thanks to Italy's unique tax arrangements, you're paying far less than you might anywhere else in Europe. Today, I'm here to share how two remarkable incentives can make your Italian dream both possible and financially sensible. One of these incentives offers a 7% flat tax for retirees in the south, while the other provides a fixed €200,000 tax on foreign income, translating to a single-digit rate for those earning over €2 million annually. First, let's explore the 7% regime designed for pensioners. This incentive came about as a way to breathe life into some of Italy's more rural or less populated southern regions. If you haven't been a tax resident in Italy for the past 5 years, and you draw a foreign pension, you can claim this low flat tax rate by relocating to a small town in Sicily, Calabria, Sardinia, or another southern area that qualifies. Besides enjoying a much lower cost of living than in more urbanized regions, you're also immersed in a slower pace of life that many retirees savor. Picture an existence built around good food, community get-togethers, mild winters, and a more relaxed daily rhythm. You have the chance to reinvent your lifestyle in a way that blends cultural richness with practical affordability. What truly sets these smaller southern locales apart is the strong sense of community. In many towns, neighbors still greet each other by name, and weekly markets become social events where you'll find fresh produce, local cheeses, and homemade pastries. Over time, you may find that friends become like extended family, a notion deeply rooted in Italian culture. Of course, even if you love the quieter pace, it's nice to know that larger cities are often just a short drive or train ride away, so you never truly lose access to the urban comforts and international travel connections that Italy's major transport hubs can provide. Now, shifting to the second major incentive, the fixed €200,000 lump sum tax on foreign-sourced income. If you make over €2 million a year, then this arrangement can effectively bring your tax rate on those overseas earnings down to single digits. Anyone with an 8-figure income will be paying low single digits to live in one of the world's most beautiful places. This may appeal to many entrepreneurs, investors, athletes, and entertainers. Qualifying for the flat tax requires you to become an Italian tax resident, which typically means spending more than 6 months a year in Italy. You also must not have been an Italian tax resident for at least 9 of the last 10 years. Once you've established legal residency and received approval from the tax authorities, you'll pay €200,000 as a lump sum on your foreign income each year. It's important to note that any money you earn within Italy is taxed under the usual progressive rates. So this incentive really shines when your income streams come predominantly from outside the country. If you compare the two regimes, the 7% for retirees and the €200,000 fixed sum for high earners, you'll see they cater to different groups, but share a common thread. In both cases, you're making a commitment to Italy as your primary home base. This means you'll need to go through the standard residency process, which can be more or less complicated depending on your nationality. EU citizens generally have fewer hurdles, while non-EU citizens typically need a suitable long-stay visa or an elective residency visa if they plan to retire here without working. Once on Italian soil, you apply for the permesso di soggiorno, the residence permit, and then formally register at your local municipality. If all of this sounds bureaucratic, don't worry. Italy's charm often makes it worthwhile. Once you're settled, you can fully embrace the lifestyle that has drawn art lovers, foodies, and globetrotters for centuries. There's the excitement of Italian cuisine, where even the simplest dish can become a memorable experience when paired with the right local wine. There's the rich cultural scene, with everything from small-town religious festivals to world-renowned opera seasons in places like Milan or Verona. And there's the sheer diversity of landscapes, allowing you to ski in the Alps, sunbathe on a Sicilian beach, or wander through rolling Tuscan vineyards, all without ever leaving the country. For retirees opting for the 7% deal, the key is finding the right spot in the south. The towns that qualify are generally under 20,000 inhabitants, so it's wise to visit a few places before committing. If you thrive on social connections and love the idea of quickly becoming part of a tight-knit community, you might focus on those that have an established expat presence or a welcoming local culture. Be sure to factor in access to healthcare, nearby airports, and essential services. While southern Italy has improved infrastructure compared to years past, some areas are still remote, so it helps to confirm whether you'll have convenient access to medical facilities and reliable transportation. For high earners, there's more flexibility in terms of location. You can choose a metropolitan center if you prefer the bustle of city life, or you might decide to savor the rural or coastal lifestyle while still remaining an easy drive or train journey from urban amenities. Either way, be prepared for a bit of adaptation. Italy can be bureaucratic when it comes to paperwork, so having a professional tax advisor or legal consultant can help you navigate everything from setting up a local bank account to registering with the healthcare system. Despite these formalities, many who make the leap say the lifestyle benefits far outweigh the hurdles. From the daily pleasure of that perfect cappuccino to the timeless beauty found in centuries-old architecture, Italy offers the kind of environment where small joys accumulate into a distinctly fulfilling way of life. Whether you're drawn by the notion of paying just 7% on your pension or excited at the prospect of a single-digit rate on a multi-million euro income, you'll discover an Italy that wants to welcome you as more than a visitor. And in doing so, you become part of a story that stretches back through art, history, and tradition. One you can actively shape by bringing your interests, cultural background, and investment into this fascinating land. If you feel the pull of cobblestone streets, open-air markets, and endless culinary delights, then these two tax incentives may just tip the scales in favor of relocation. If you're interested in taking the next step, do some research on towns that qualify for the 7% retirement regime, or compare property prices in areas that might suit your lifestyle if you're looking at the higher-earning flat tax deal. Connecting with reliable professionals in Italian law and accounting can give you an edge when it comes to navigating the system smoothly. Most of all, remember that the true reward is not just financial, but the opportunity to experience the richness of an Italian life, one that embraces family, food, and community in equal measure. That's the essence of how you can build a future in Italy, where you're soaking up the sun, strolling through historic centers, and paying a remarkably low tax rate. For assistance with relocation and lowering your taxes, get in touch with the team at Liberty Mundo today. Your dream move might be closer to reality than you think. Buona fortuna, and I hope to see you enjoying la dolce vita under the Italian sun.